guy. You know, he's a guy who really preaches family, really talks about, you know, our chemistry and our bond as a team. If we have activities to do so, to build that, and, you know, it's been a great experience.
Yeah, I'll say for me the same thing. You know, he's done a lot for us. He's poured into us. You know, he's also helping us get involved with the community. We do a lot of community service out to make sure that the people know that we're there for them as well, so they can support us on game day. And then the school, he's talked to administrators to get us the resources we need to be able to be successful in the field.
A lot of games on the schedule this season, conference and non-conference. I want your thoughts on the Towson game. Obviously, it's the home opener and you're playing for a trophy. Morgan hasn't won it in like 6 years. Just kind of give your thoughts on that big rivalry game, kind of being that first home game of the season.
First home game of the season is always, you know, really big. Last time we played them at home, we packed the stadium out actually. You know, if you want to be considered a Baltimore team, you got to beat the other team in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously with the Ravens, next step now you want to at college, you want to put Morgan State on that podium as first place. So it definitely starts with beating Towson week 2, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, to bounce back, you know, it's the battle for Greater Baltimore. You always want to win those games, right? You always want to win those games, and it'll help in everything, recruiting, and then the same thing morale. You know, some of these guys we haven't been able to beat Towson, right? And you know, we want to make sure that we can say we beat Towson. And but yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that we want to be known as Baltimore's team. We make sure we beat every team in Baltimore.
Two high-profile NFL players turn head coach, right? So obviously it's bringing a lot of eyes to the conference. Is that something that you all feel as well playing for Morgan State?
Yeah, for me, it's always good when you have eyes on the conference, you know, brings good attention to the conference. But at the end of the day, you still got to play good. It doesn't matter who the other coach is, we're going to make sure we do our best of our abilities to win that game. But at the end of the day, they can't play for them. Their players have to be able to play, so we're just going to do our job and make sure that we try to come out victorious at the end of the day.
I'm going to say there's a lot of great coaches in the league. It's great to have the eyes, you know, that they bring attention onto the conference. It is a great thing to have, and it's very cool actually. But you know, at the end of the day, it's 6 teams, 6 coaches, 6 teams with players, and we got to come out on top.
I want you both to kind of take me through the off season for you. Obviously, the program chose to have you two here for a reason. Just kind of give me a sense of the type of player you were now to around this time last year.
Well, I mean, last year I was hurt, obviously. I took that time to really just to get my mental sharper on the game. You know, take that time to really just studying on film, and you know, take aspects of the game where I can study and get better and play faster mentally before I can even get to the physical aspect. And going into the winter definitely was something that I wanted to do, to get stronger, lower body, upper body, really all around, so I can create better blocking structure. And yeah, that's really pretty much it.
Yeah, for me last year, you know, I was able to take over the reins, you know, become the starting center last year, and then so now going from year 1 to year 2, having that role, it's all about leadership. It's about being vocal, being more vocal now with my guys, making sure I'm doing the best of my ability to communicate everybody our responsibilities, our goals, our expectations, the standard that we want to set. You know, summer workouts have been great. You know, they've been challenging, they've been great, but at the end of the day, the whole team they've been working their tails off to make sure that we were able to accomplish our goals that we want to do.
I would want a statement from each of you two about what we can expect from Morgan State this season.
Yeah, so like always, it's going to be a fast, hard, physical football team. You know, that is going to bring their all, going to have high energy from start to finish, and you just give it our all, give it our best shot, and then hopefully come out victorious at the end of the day. And we'll see y'all in Atlanta.
I'm going to say, you look at it the last couple of years, Morgan State's always been right in the middle, you know, coming in 2nd and 3rd place the last few years. So, you know, you ask, you know, who we are and what we are, how far we are away, the biggest thing, we're 1 step away. So this year you're going to see us take that last step. We're going to take that step so we can come out victorious and, you know, go ahead and be able to play in Atlanta.
So for someone who hasn't seen your game, talk about what each of you bring to the table.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a fast sideline to sideline physical guy. I play relentless. I play with a lot of heart. I'm somebody who takes a lot of pride in studying film so my kid diagnosed is sharper and quicker. I'm a guy that's for the team. So I'm going to play the play that is not for me to make the play. But, you know, if it's to set my teammate up, rather, that's what I'm going to do as well.
Yeah, for me, I'll say very intelligent, high IQ type of guy. I'm always going to try to put my guys in the best position to succeed. And, you know, and at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to give them my best shot. I'm going to do my 1 of 11 and make sure I open up the gaps for my running backs to hit the hole hard, create the cleanest box spots for my quarterback to deliver the balls. You know, we're going to score a lot of points this year.
Erick, I saw an article in terms of ESPN talking about you and possible NFL aspirations and possible, you know, making it to the league. Talk about that. And is that any pressure when you see those type of things? Or how do you look at that?
No, not at all. Not at all. And no pressure at all. I just want to do what I've been doing, you know, which is continuing to work extremely hard. You know, it's a great thing to get that recognition. It's a great thing to, you know, have that, you know, pedestal where people are putting out articles about me. But at the end of the day, you know how hard it is, you know, to make it out of the HBCU. So I just want to be able to, you know, continue to grow, continue to get better, and have that time to really make it out.
Yeah, for me, opportunity to play college football is a dream come true, right? What happens after football happens after football. I let God take care of that. But I'm gonna just make sure I do my best, the best of my job to make sure I leave a good foundation behind for anybody who comes after me. You know, leave that legacy behind, continue that Morgan State tradition, because you know Morgan State's known for excellence. You know, it's been a few years since we brought championships home, but we're gonna make sure we're gonna try to get that done.
What did you guys learn personally from last season that you want to bring into a few weeks from there?
Yeah, for me, it was being more vocal with my guys. Last year, it was all about football. Now, I didn't develop some of those connections I maybe should have gone with some of my guys. You know, this year I made sure to get to know my guys, get to know their why they love the game so much, get to understand their passion behind it. So now we can become a closer unit, which ultimately is just going to help us on the field.
Your response?
Could you repeat the question for me?
What did you guys learn from last season that you want to bring to this season coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna say finishing. You know, finishing a few games. You know, that's been simply the motto the last few years in Europe. Making sure that we finish in the fourth quarter. We've actually started that foundation, starting to win workouts. You know, so that's something that we want to continue to preach and make sure we continue those situational football downs. Continue to get better and learn from those.
The same thing I have for players. You know, you got 2 high-profile NFL players, top head coach, so obviously it's bringing a lot more eyes to the conference. As a leader of these men, how excited does that kind of make you feel that, you know, there's a bigger spotlight on you?
Well, I'm just excited about the guys we have. I don't care who comes into the conference. I'm excited about what we have in Morgan State, what we have going on. And these student athletes deserve the recognition and the attention they're getting now. So it's all about student athletes for me.
They talked about being, you know, just one step away. You have to finish second or third in the conference over, you know, the course of a few years. What is it going to take for you all to make that next step?
Eric just mentioned finishing. You know, finishing. One thing that we've done this offseason, which I'm really excited about academically, we finish in the classroom. Our team GPA is a 3.1. And I'm a strong proponent. You don't have success on the football field and win championships until you win championships in the classroom. And I know it sounds cliche, it's the right thing to say, but the reality, that is the reality. You can't walk around and be a whole lot of dumb jocks and think you're going to have success. Our guys aren't that, and I think you'll see that on the field because now they're able to not only understand the playbook, but take the playbook to the next level because they understand what it's like to be a student of the game.
Coach, how have you seen the Morgan football program evolve since you first joined them?
Man, when I first took over in late July of 22, there were 43 guys on the roster. You got some defensive linemen playing offensive line and vice versa. So now we're in a situation we have, have over 100 guys on the roster, and once again, these guys have brought into the system. I want these guys to have success, and these guys right here, but they stuck through us through the whole deal. They've had several head coaches, and these guys had opportunity to do some other things, I'm sure, but they decided to stick to Morgan State because of what the academic environment is like, but also they want to build these things and make it special. Eric and I had a conversation the other day about taking it to the next level. He has a chance to play on Sundays, and it's our responsibility to make sure he's prepared for those opportunities.
Yeah, question for the players. We're not new to seeing these NFL coaches or NFL players come coach in the MEAC, the SWAC. How have you guys really committed to Morgan? What has made your experience so special to stay at Morgan?
I'm going to say the biggest thing for me is coaching. You know, coming in, I was able to have the opportunity to coach with Tyrone Wheatley and all those things. So I understand at the end of the day, you know, football player, they were great football players. You know, mentioning that it did bring more of a spotlight into the conference, but at the end of the day, you know, coaching is coaching. You know, whether you was a good player in the NFL or you was a great player in high school.
Coach, you kind of talked about wanting to build your program, right? You won 3 of your last 4, you won 6 games last. What were kind of things you wanted to instill in the program, and how does that in the last season kind of build that springboard into the season?
It's a mindset. You know, I don't think the Morgan has had success in a long time, or sustained success in a long time. However, we have a rich history at the university. You got 4 NFL Hall of Famers played at Morgan State University. So it's about tapping back into that history, changing the mindset of the guys, understand it's not okay to fail. You know, we're going to use failure or lose opportunities when we lose. We're going to be teachable moments, but we're not going to accept it. You know, so we want to make sure we continue to push these guys once again on and off the football field. And I think right now they understand it, they get it, they understand that the standard is the standard. And new guys we brought in the summer, these guys have kind of brought them in and they got them up to speed really quickly. So I'm excited about it.
Question for Danny. I wanted to ask about just the Morgan State offense. We've seen the defense be so dominant. What needs to shift or adjust this year to kind of see the offense match that?
Just more effort, honestly, all around. You know, there's times where we didn't start off the fastest, you know, and then we came back second half, but it was too little too late at that point. So we got to make sure we start off strong, start off fast, give all the effort we can from start to finish, and that's what we're going to make us successful this year. It doesn't matter who's out there, we're going to make sure we're going to give it our best shot, give 110% effort. We're 1 of 11.
Thank you.
Coach, you have 2 pretty polished guys, I would say, to the left and the right of you. Can you just kind of talk about their leadership and what you've seen from them?
This one is about even these guys. They love the university, they love the program. Danny just said he would take total ownership of our offense, and he's a guy that understands that we must do better offensively. Erick, the same way defensively. Anytime you have students got coaches on the field and they hold each other accountable, that's when you hit it the right way. You know, these guys do a hell of a job with that, and I'm excited to bring both of them with us. I'm not sure how many other offensive linemen are here today, but the reality is they make the program go. So you want to give these guys their flowers while they're here because they don't get a lot of stats and that sort of thing in the paper. But at the end of the day, if we're going to have success, it's going to be because of those guys. And so it's just a blessing to have these 2 in the program. Great students, great character guys. And I'm excited that they're in our program.
Coach, obviously we're here, MEAC Media Day, but I want to talk to you about that trophy that you can win at the beginning of the season, beating that other team in Baltimore. Just kind of give me your thoughts on that matchup, and now that the game is now back at Morgan this year.
I'm excited. Morgan State University, I don't think has beaten Towson in 15 years. I think it's 15, maybe 16 years. I'm excited. That's one of those deals that I take great pride in that game. We've been really close. I'm ready to cross over this year and own Baltimore City. We want to be #1 team in Baltimore. In order to do that, we have to be Towson, you know, the crosstown rivals, if you will. And I'm excited about it. Once again, it's going to be a dogfight. We have South Alabama first, and then we'll get prepared for Towson. But at the end of the day, this is a game that we definitely have circled on the calendar, and I'm excited about it.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about your QB room and just who's been standing out to you in the offseason or preseason?
Sure can. Most talented QB room we've had since I've been here. We have 5 or 6 guys that I feel really, really good about. We'll name a starter probably the second week of camp, but we have guys that started. Taj that started. We got Kobe, who started last year against Howard. Raiden, we brought him in. We got Ray Moore, who's a state championship at Mervo. So we have a number of guys. We got John. John came in, a transfer from the University of Maryland. So we have a number of guys that we feel good about. Those guys have really done a good job, spring and this summer, leading the ball club. So I'm excited. We will not have a quarterback problem. That's for sure.
Coach, talk about what it's like to have Media Day here in your backyard in Baltimore.
It's great. I mean, you get you guys to see Baltimore City. You know, you hear a lot about Baltimore, but it's not until you're here, you visit, and you show the wonderful things that we have to offer here in the state. Of course, we didn't have the travel. That's great as well. But at the end of the day, it's great to showcase our city to the MEAC and to all the media that's coming to cover the MEAC.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.